Right, Shalom. First, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Macha Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. Real quick, I just wanted to address this question that was left here by the brother Nathaniel Ben Yasharala. Okay, and he was basically asking, he said, Elder Bakwa, real quick, let me just address that real quick. I'm not an elder, brother. I'm just a brother. So you know just a clarification. I'm just a brother, so you can say brother, or you could just say Bakwa. You know, Bakwa, brother, young warrior. What? I'm just kidding, but whatever. Yeah, I'm just to clarify. Okay, so basically, it says, can you go in on Ecclesiastes 1:11? So what happens to our family members or loved ones that don't make it into the kingdom? Will our memories be wiped clean of them? That'll be weeping and sorrows to think of them, and they didn't make it in. Shalom. Well, um, before I even get into the scriptures, well, I told him I'll do a video on it, Lord willing. All right. So before I even get into the scriptures on it, just to let you know, everybody's gonna be in the kingdom. All right, through reincarnation. Okay. Even the heathens that die on this side, they're gonna come back in the kingdom. So your family members, you know, let's say your aunt doesn't make it. All right, she dies on this side. In the kingdom, she's gonna come back through reincarnation. All right, her spirit is gonna come back. Some brother's gonna have a child that's gonna come back, and that's gonna be your aunt coming back in the reincarnation. Okay, you gonna know. All right, whoever died on this side, all right, coming back in the kingdom, they're gonna remember, all right, their past life. Now I understand why, all right, you got a little confused because I have the scripture right here. All right, now I'm gonna read the scripture and go into it. It says, Ecclesiastes 1:11, there is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are to come with those that shall come after. Okay, now yes, this means that there's a reason why we do not remember our past lives. Okay, and certain so on and so forth. However, this stops when we get into the kingdom, because when we get into the kingdom, things are going to be changed. All right, the same way in the kingdom, we're not going to die anymore. The scriptures say right now we know in part, we prophesy in part. But in the kingdom, when our bodies get changed, and the Lord gives us those new bodies, and we're not under these chains of darkness anymore, we will have memories, all the memories of our past lives, okay, and all of that. Okay, so yeah, to answer your question, we're gonna remember our family members, but we're not gonna weep and be sorrowful, because we're gonna understand that they're gonna come back. All right, they're not erased or destroyed and never gonna see them again. No, they're gonna come back in the kingdom, and you're gonna see them. Okay, those who die on this side are gonna be reborn in the kingdom. Okay, that's all it's gonna be. Now after that, all right, as the scriptures say, we're gonna be immortal, so we're not gonna die anymore. Now you know the only difference is your auntie might come back as your niece, or you know, as another brother's child, or whatever the case may be. Okay, you know, or she might come back through your line. Who knows? Okay, but they'll come back as your descendants. You know, your mom might be your daughter, your dad might be your son, or your grandson. Okay, but they will be in the kingdom. Everybody's going to be in the kingdom. Okay, because the kingdom will be here on earth. All right, so in the kingdom, don't worry about it, man. Those that don't make it on this side, you're going to see them in the kingdom. Okay, now I have a precept here. This is Matthew, all right, chapter, because I'm gonna show you that just because you don't remember, all right, your past life doesn't mean that it's not there, or it's not true. Okay, so this is Matthew chapter 11 verse 11. It says, verily I say unto you, among them that are born of women, there hath not risen a greater than John the Baptist. Notwithstanding, he that is least in the kingdom of heaven is greater than he. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. And the violent is referring to the Romans. Okay, and that kingdom really is referring to Israel. Okay, because the kingdom is really made up of us. You know, we are the kingdom. Okay, the rest is just, you know, the land and the, you know, the transition and stuff. But really, it's made up of us, the Israelites. Verse 13, for all the prophets and the law prophesied until John. And if ye will receive it, now this is Yahushua speaking, if you will receive it, this is Elias, which was for to come. Because when you go into the book of Malachi, it tells you that the Lord said he was going to send Elijah again. Okay? And that Elijah came back through in the reincarnation as John the Baptist. So that's what the Lord is saying here. Elias is just the Greek way of saying saying it. Okay? So it says, if you will receive it, this is Elias. Who is this? John. All right? So John is Elias who is for to come. Now check this out. This is John chapter 1, and I'll start at verse 19. And this is the record of John, who the Jews sent priests and Levites from Jerusalem to ask him, who art thou? So this same John that Yahushua said is Elijah, let's hear what he says. Verse 20, and he confessed and denied not, but confessed, I am not the anointed. So they asked him, are you the anointed? He said, no. And they asked him, what then? Art thou Elias? Okay, are you Elijah? And he said, and he saith, I am not. Then they said, art thou that prophet? And he answered, no. All right. So why did John the Baptist say that he wasn't Elijah? But then Yahushua says he is Elijah. The answer is here in Ecclesiastes 1 and 11. There is no remembrance of former things. So John the Baptist didn't have any remembrance of him being Elijah. That's why he told him no. Because he didn't know that he was Elijah in the reincarnation. Just like today, we don't know who we are in the reincarnation. If somebody came and asked me, are you Jeremiah? I'm going to say no, because I don't know. Okay? I don't know. All right? So that's why John said no, he's not Elias. Even though he was, he just didn't know. All right? The reason Yahushua knew is because Yahushua is Yahushua. All right? But that's why it tells you here, Yahushua said that John the Baptist is Elijah. But when they asked John, he said he is not, because he didn't remember. But in the kingdom, okay, John is going to know that he was Elijah. John is going to know whoever else he was in the reincarnation. Okay, we're going to have perfect knowledge of everything. All right, so don't worry about it. In the kingdom, you're going to remember, all right, your memories won't be wiped away. You're going to remember who your family member is, who was what, who was who back during this time. Okay, now this is Daniel chapter 12, verse 2. It says, and many that sleep in the dust. Now, nobody in their right mind sleeps in dust. Okay, that's a metaphor for death. Okay, because when you're dead, what do? They bury you in the ground. That's why they tell you rest in peace. Okay, rest in peace. When you're sleeping, nobody comes to, hey, rest in peace, man. No, when you die, all right, which is a metaphor, or when you sleep in this sense is a metaphor for death. Sometimes you read in the scripture and it will say, and he slept with his fathers. It means he died. Okay, so and many of them that sleep in the dust of the earth, all right, many of them that are dead shall awake. Okay, some to everlasting life, and some to shame and everlasting contempt. All right, the scriptures talk about the dead in Yahushua shall rise first. So you're going to have, some who of the elect that died that are going to be risen up first. And you're going to have the rest of the 2/3 that are going to come back in the kingdom. They're gonna be reborn in the kingdom, and they're going to have shame and everlasting contempt. Why? Because their conscience is gonna remind them of how they were living wickedly, all right, in their previous life, which was here right now. In the kingdom, they're going to look back to this time that they're living right now, and they're going to feel bad about it. They're going to feel bad that you tried to warn them and they insulted you or they didn't listen. They're going to feel bad that, they were doing all these wicked things, all right, knowing that it was wicked. Okay, that's why they're going to have that shame. Okay, that's like you do something bad and then people forgive you, but yet whenever you're around them, you still feel shame, because they know what you did and you know what you did. All right, that's how they're going to feel, in the kingdom. Now, I have another precept here. This is Matthew chapter 5, verse 19. Okay, now what's going to happen to people who go off, all right, and break the Lord's commandments and teach to go off? The Most High is going to destroy them, right? He's going to destroy the sinners. Cool. This is Matthew 5 and 19. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be cast oh, Salakia, he shall be called least in the kingdom of heaven. So that means those who break the commandments and teach others to break it as well, even they're going to be in the kingdom of heaven. It's just that they're going to be called least. That means they're going to be on a low rank. So you got these people teaching, oh, the mark of the beast is not the chip and it's Christianity, or they're teaching Edomites can make all these different things, and they're causing people to go off. Guess what? They're going to be destroyed on this side because they're not following the path of salvation. But in the kingdom, they're gonna be there. They're just gonna be on a low rank, okay? Because there's gonna be ranking and order in the kingdom. It says, "But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven." So both those that teach, that break the commandments and teach others to break it, and those that teach that you should do what you should, follow the commandments, follow the words of the Lord. All right, both of them are gonna be in the kingdom. It's just one is gonna be called great, and one is gonna be called least. All right, so don't worry about it. 2/3 and the 1/3 of Israel are gonna be in the kingdom, as the scriptures say. All righteous. There's another one. World without end, or it might be the same precept. Okay. Yep. This is Isaiah 60:21. Thy people also shall be all righteous. Okay. So in the time of the kingdom, we're all going to be righteous. They shall inherit the land forever, the branch of my planting, the work of mine hands, that I may be glorified. A little one shall become 1,000, and a small one a strong nation. That means what? You're gonna have you're gonna have a big family. Let's put it like that. All right. I, the Lord, will hasten it in His time. Okay. Now this is Isaiah, verse 45 and 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. Okay. So yeah, it's going to start with the elect, but the elect are going to be the founding fathers of the kingdom, and through the elect, the rest of the nation is going to come back, all right, in the reincarnation, because reincarnation is biblical. So what's going to happen to those that die on this side? They're not going to stay in the spirit world, and they're not going to go to hell because that doesn't exist. So they're going to have to come back, and they're going to be come back through the act of sex by the elect, okay? You're going to have elect men lay with women, and the babies are going to come out, and the spirits of those babies are going to be the spirits of the 2/3 that died on this side, and they're going to be born in the kingdom. They're going to be raised as our children, and they're going to be righteous, all right? And they're going to know who they were, what they did, and you're going to know who they were and what they did, but it's going to be no hard feelings, all right? So I read this one. I'll finish it off here. Revelation 21. Now that's why it says here, Revelation 21:4, and the Most High shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. Because if the Most High said, nah, your family ain't making it, all right, to hell with them. That's it. Poof. You at some point, like the brother mentioned here, remembering them is gonna bring sorrow to you, because you're gonna think about your family and how they didn't make it. But the Lord said, no, there ain't gonna be no tears. All right, and there shall be no more death. Okay, so once they come back in the reincarnation, this is dealing with Israelites. Once they come back in the reincarnation, we're not gonna die anymore. Neither sorrow nor crying, neither shall there be any more pain, for the former things are passed away. Okay, so these are all things of old, man. Former things. Okay, so so that's why it says so. To finish it off and answering your question, you said, so what happens to our family members or loved ones that don't make it into the kingdom? They will make it into the kingdom. Okay? Will our memories be wiped clean of them? No, our memories will not be wiped clean of them. We will remember them. We will remember what they did and who they are. It says that'll bring weeping and sorrow to think of them and they didn't make it. Well, don't worry about that, because if you're of the elect, guess what? They're going to make it. Whoever, it doesn't matter if you're of the elect or you're not, you're going to be in the kingdom. Okay? But trust me, you want to be on the side of being of the elect. Okay, but hopefully that answers your question and that brings some peace and comfort to your mind. All right, and if anybody else was curious about that, Lord willing, that answered your question and edified you as well, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakak Wadash. Salaki about that. Until next time, Shalom.